low. Please follow social distancing. That guy won't wear a mask. He's very lonely. We don't think he connects with anybody. Balcony seating, you're up there. It's Michiganville, y'all. It's welcome to Henderson, Nevada. This is a Trump rally upstairs.
This is where people with AR-15s use their power to be ignorant every 4 years at the box office.
Right. So far, coronavirus can't transmit in virtual balconies, but I can't promise you, everybody. So be safe up there. We've got waitress service, and you're welcome to be entertained. A killer comedy show. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the ApocaLips Comedy Show. And a nice round of applause, if you would, please, for there's one of your hosts, Mr. Mike Langworthy, and Chuck Roy. That's me. What we'll do is we'll say thanks to our sponsor. We have a great sponsor called Plan to Vote, Please.
Plan to Vote.
They're thrilled, and when Mike is happy with the sponsor, he rolls out the Ferrari, does a few 360s.
Yep.
And we crank out a hot episode.
I power down a few champagnes, get in my Ferrari, and head off down the street.
Here comes the yucks and bucks and chucks, everybody. We've got a lot of comedy. If you've never been to our show, what we do is Mike and I tell you a little story, and then we introduce you to a great showcase of comedians. Mike and I come up with our stories in our writing room. This is the writing room inside the Colorado Comedy Show's Virtual Event Center.
Chuck?
Yeah, Mike, sorry to...
Chuck?
How can I help you, buddy?
How long have we been doing this show? A few months now?
We've been doing the show since, I believe, April.
How many times have I asked you to leave the view clear for the Rocky Mountains, the majestic Rocky Mountains, that which makes Colorado, Colorado?
Yeah, they're beautiful Rocky Mountains, and those are what make Colorado, Colorado. And I think the view is pristine and clean.
Do you really think so? Because there's a man-made object blocking it.
You say object, I say imaginative, possibly innovative.
Innovative, what?
Happens to be my Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. What is it, an award or something?
It's fragile, Mike. And that's...
well, okay, it's fragile, all right.
Right. Well,
your Kennedy Center Award. That's what it is.
My Kennedy Center Award for Innovation in Teaching. Sorry, I left it out there on the table.
Yes. Are you sorry? Because at a certain point, it just looks like bragging.
What can you do? Mike and I decided to tell you about that. We work on the California Virtual Highway Patrol.
Yes.
So.
As you can see, CHiPs has don't ask, don't tell policy for some of their newer officers.
So
get a bike, but it's not necessarily a regulation bike.
I don't know how this is going to work, Mike, because the one thing about virtual highway patrol bicycles is they just won't go anywhere unless the audience cheers them along. So I think the audience is going to have to make some, probably, at least for my motorcycle, something really gay, like a really gay siren, like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
And then maybe something more masculine for Mike's motorcycle, like vroom, vroom, vroom. So
absolutely.
Either you cheer on either one, they move at the same time.
Whichever one you feel like cheering on, you can cheer on.
I need you to make some noise, audience, and then I'm sure these motorcycles might be able to magically move along. So make some noise. Woo, woo, woo! Let's control the streets, Mike, and see.
Hey, wait up, Mike! Wait up! I'm driving a Vespa.
You did great, everybody. Now, a good episode of CHiPs always started at the beach.
We always hand out a few speedoing tickets before we go on the full tree.
Right off the bat, everybody.
And there is one of the fabulous Venice Beach guys that believes he's barrel-chested when he's really barrel-waisted.
Right. So we did it just for the speedoing ticket joke, everybody. So either way, time to patrol the 110 and Pasadena Freeway. Maybe cruise on over to Colorado Boulevard. Gonna need you to cheer on those motorcycles just a little bit more, everybody. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, I dropped a sandal. I dropped a sandal.
You guys are doing great. You guys are doing great. We'll cruise along Santa Monica Boulevard, right there, Mike. That's
Absolutely.
the beach. It looks terrific.
This is the Ventura Highway, for those of you who are interested in it. It's also
Right.
known
This is
as
where
the
our partners
Coast Highway.
unsolve major crimes. So hopefully we can solve some sort of crime. And then, which way to Muscle Beach?
Fuck.
Everybody?
Why didn't you tell me you were going to take your shirt off?
What trip to Los Angeles and Venice Beach isn't, like right there, folks. We want to take.
Absolutely. That guy, please come for the clams, stay for the gun show.
right. Nothing but beef. No vegetarian meals.
Absolutely. And we've got
Muscle.
an old guy that owns a liquor store raising a couple of dumbbells.
Right.
His children who were born in America and therefore don't appreciate it.
Speaking of dumbbells, Mike, we have a lineup of great.
Oh my God, comics!
Tonight.
We got comics tonight, huh?
Look, we'll get back to the Virtual Highway Patrol, and appreciate you cheering the bikes along. And we're going to introduce you to some giants in virtual comedy today.
I promised myself I wouldn't say anything tonight, and there you go.
Right. This first comedian is a regular on our show, always a favorite, and we appreciate his wonderful smile. Would you please give a mighty round of applause? He deserves it. This is Jake Hovis, everybody.
Oh.
Hovis.
Very exciting. I'm just excited to be part of the Chip Show. You could have told me it was about the 70s TV show, but
But at least you got a good meal out of it.
Yeah. Hey, the only joke I have about that show is in England they called it fries. Anyway, the rest of this is going to be a little bit more Chip focused.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with this. Hey, two Chips walk into a restaurant and the maitre d' says, "Hey, we don't got any room for you. You got to leave." And the Chips say, "We don't want to ruffle any feathers."
Oh, ba-da-bam.
Hold on, there's a lot more. Two Chips walk into the restaurant.
2 chips, not just 1, but 2. 4?
And the maitre d' says, "Hey, we're full. Get out of here. There's no room." And the Chips say, "Can't we just dip in for a minute?"
Hello!
Oh, my goodness. Hold on. 2 Chips walk into a restaurant. And
That's 6 chips so far, if you're keeping count.
So completely full. We actually wrote it on the chalk sign right outside. We wrote it outside. How did you not see that we're full? There's no room for you. And the Chips say, "Oh, we don't read chalk a lot."
Hello!
Two Chips going to the restaurant.
Wait a minute, just 1 second. Are you telling me that 2 chips walked into a restaurant?
Oh, no. Later that evening, it's mayhem. 2 Chips walk into the restaurant. The maitre d' says, "What do you keep coming in here for? There's no room. I can't seat you. We have 1 reservation left, and then we're completely full." It's a guy named Dorit. And they're like, "Well, hey, we don't want to step on Dorit's toes."
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Of course you don't. Catch up, people. Come on, catch up.
A restaurant. And
2 of them.
2 of them. And the maitre d' says, "I'm so sorry. I wish you would have called ahead. We're full. There's no room." And the Chips say, "Well, we just want something to drink. Can we get a soda or something?" And the maitre d' says, "No, because we know once you pop, you just won't stop."
Absolutely. These
2 Chips walk into the restaurant.
No way!
And yes, they get there and they're like, "Hey, give us some food. We really are hungry." And the maitre d' says, "We're full tonight. We have a whole section marked off for dancing." And they said, "Salsa?"
Oh, wow. So can't they just get something on the side? Huh? Gee.
So So there's some chip jokes for you. I think they landed.
Absolutely.
I got a little time, so I wanted to do a couple of material jokes. Here we go. Maybe Chuck is in this boat, but I know Alex is. You get a lot of ads for leopard underwear, like
Yeah, sure.
leopard printed underwear. Mike,
Sure
I know you got a whole closet full, right?
Absolutely.
I don't get a whole lot of leopard printed underwear, and that doesn't make sense for me to wear leopard printed underwear. It would make a lot more sense if we were like elephants or walruses or hippos. I just have gray underwear. Is what I'm saying. I got one last joke for you. I learned Spanish in high school, and that is to say that I didn't learn Spanish. But at one time we went to a Spanish market, and we were like assigned to go talk to people, have conversations with Spanish-speaking people. And I only had one phrase that I knew, like "How old are you?" is what I was going to ask everybody. But in Spanish, they don't say, it's not translated "How old are you?" It's "How many years do you have?" That's how it's like translated. Well, the Spanish word for years is años. And I was very confused because I kept asking people how many years do they have, and they kept saying 1. Turns out I was asking people how many buttholes they had.
That must have been embarrassing, huh?
It was. But... All right. Thank you.
Thanks very much. How about a big hand? Those are some very well,
Big Hovis.
very well seasoned Chips jokes.
Yeah, he's just a chip off the old block, I'll tell
He
you that.
certainly
Sorry
is.
for getting too salty.
Oh my God, sour cream and onions got nothing on you, buddy.
I actually went to tears and enjoyed that very much.
As well you should have. Cracked pepper would have been an appropriate response to every joke that he had. They cracked pepper you up.
Yes, they did. They really did.
They did. Those jokes were kettle cooked.
Well, a few folks in the crowd were a little more salt and vinegar there, Mike.
Well, because it's a little holdover from the East Coast. They do a lot of salt and vinegar.
Right. Let's continue our tour. We ought to roll.
Yes, well, here we are. Chuck has spent more time behind the Hollywood sign than anybody likes to think about. Just showing people the ropes, as he calls himself.
It's my favorite place to tie up the wink. Let me tell you
down
that.
on Sunset Boulevard, wishing that the movies would get large again, just so I can have another part.
Right. I got to say, everybody cheered so well at moving those bicycles along that they're moving on their own.
We made a lot of friends tonight. One of them is in a star right there on Hollywood and Vine.
Right. Got to get everybody. You got to visit the stars, right, on Hollywood and Vine. So we're taking you there today. Everybody, look at that. Jennifer Aniston
is right there.
Ralph Edwards. Take a moment if you need to take a photo, everybody. Lean right up against your screen and, we always liked Jennifer Aniston, but she could never do like in-one things with herself on video. What I always missed about her career was that she never did a movie about her and her twin sister, who was a carefree, makes her own kind of rules kind of guy. Right. And
so we have somebody who can do that for you people tonight. And that's
never pulled off Zoom comedy.
If we can do somebody every time we do a show that does hilarious videos starring himself.
Right.
He doesn't cry himself to sleep just that one night for having no friends.
Right.
I think it's important to bring that person on the show.
I love this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Alex Bowe Show.
Alex Bowe. Alex Bowe. That was the Chips song.
Yes.
Stacy can back us up on that. That was the theme song from
Right.
CHiPs.
100%.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Bell, and I am the host of the Vo Show, and also apparently the CHiPs show as well. So I do think that there is something special about that show. It's like one of the few times where like the cops did not harass Black people. So like, you know, it was a good time for like one moment in like the cops' history where they didn't do that. So love that. You know, we love role models. You know, something that like they can take a from. But as you know, I also am not just a TV show host. I also have my own businesses as well. So let me show y'all my business.
Are you tired of draining Zoom calls? Want to take the day off but not use your precious vacation hours or sick time?
Then check out Zoom Decoy. Zoom Decoy is our state-of-the-art technology that allows you to take a professional break from all those draining Zoom calls. Each Zoom Decoy comes preset with different phrases for different situations, such as listening.
I am listening. Good point. Well done. You did that.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Karen, can you please mute your mic? I can't hear you. Your mic is muted.
I see y'all, you know. And we have ones for those long ApocaLips comedy shows.
That is so funny.
And we have ones for those people who say all lives matter, even though it derails the conversation around police violence.
Racist. Karen, that's racist.
All white women. So anyway, shout out to our Zoom introverts. You know, we zoom in so you can zoom out. So for only $9.99 per month, you can Zoom Decoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, you know, I'm not the only guest on my show sometimes. You know, sometimes I have really special guests to interview as well. So I've been trying to book this guest for a very long time. She's arguably the biggest celebrity of 2020. She is the moment a bit controversial. You know, she kind of just speaks for herself. So I'm just gonna let her introduce herself. So let's see here.
Listen up, everyone. We have been just informed that there's an unknown virus that's attacking all clubs. Symptoms have been said to be heavy breathing, wild dancing, coughing.
Run for cover, motherfucker.
My name is Coronavirus, and I am on the American tour for my new album, Second Wave. What can I say? America loves me, and Trump loves me.
Hey, thank you, Coronavirus, for joining us today, or as you're known, Miss Rona. So, you know, you're here for your second wave. What does that entail for
Well,
you?
for my latest album, Second Wave, I didn't feel like a comeback. I wanted to almost feel like I had never left. Live, laugh, love, girl.
Okay.
I'm such a free spirit, and I love to travel, have fun with my girls,
Same.
going to the clubs, crowd surfing at concerts, lung surfing, just truly living my best life and being free. That's what I wanted this latest album to feel like.
I feel like you have a special relationship with your American fans, no? Like, I feel like we love you in America. Am I wrong?
OMG, I love America. Trump has embraced me since my very first world tour. I remember letting him know I was coming as early as January,
Oh, wow,
and his
January.
administration welcomed me with open arms. He's even working with me for my next tour, the Reopening Schools tour for fall 2020.
I got tickets for
I'm
that.
so excited. And Americans, they love to party, they love to have fun and live their life. I've been to so many meet and greet parties, and honestly, America is such a blast. It's a party in the USA. You know?
Yeah, but like, don't you feel any remorse for what you've done? Like the economic devastation, like the lives that have been lost, or like anything?
Honestly, I'm a virus. I don't experience remorse. If y'all have an issue with anyone, you should have it with the Trump administration, girl. I am not the one to be mad at. I'm just living my life on tour. Other countries like New Zealand and South Korea have made it very clear that they don't want me. And a lot of problems America is mad at have existed before I even came here.
True.
America's been dealing with systemic racism and inaccessible healthcare for a long time. I just made it more obvious.
Wow, that was like surprisingly insightful, Coronavirus. Thanks for
Bye.
6 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, It's been a long time coming for her to be on the show, but like we found the right Walmart to do it at, you know? So, so basically, of course, you know, I'm not just selling Zoom decoys, I'm also selling other things as well. So this is one of my newest entrepreneurial ventures. So let me just show y'all as well. So do you feel like things are moving too fast with that new virtual boo? You know, you want to keep a sense of mystery in your dating life? Then welcome Zoom Blur. Zoom Blur allows you to move at the pace you want in those sexy, steamy group chats. So, you know, when you're doing that sexy striptease, you know, take your time, you know, let it breathe. And when you come time for it, boom, Zoom Blur allows you to kind of take things at your own pace. Nudes are out, blurs are in. So yeah, take your time, you know, reveal whatever, you know, whatever you want to reveal. You know, like, they don't know what you're packing or not packing. Yeah, use the Zoom Blur, keep a sense of mystery, you know, and just reveal what you want to at your own pace, you know. Take your time, you know, and get that Zoom Blur. Masks are not just indoors anymore, you can cover up on Zoom as well. So check out Zoom Blur today.
Oh my gosh.
How much time do I have left? Sorry, when I do these videos, I kind of forget good time.
Oh, keep going.
You're good. Just keep rolling, man. I'll let you know.
Cool. So, but as you know, I'm not just like an entrepreneur and a CEO. I also have my own life on tour. So, but I can't work all the time. So sometimes I'm at home and then like, I'm here to give y'all a tour of my house. So you might, you know, we live good in the quarantine. You might know my husband, Michael B. Jordan, you know, very sexy, very fun. You might know him from Black Panther or Creed or, you know, Fruitville Station, just one of the many movies he's in. And honestly, in this quarantine, like, we are trying to do our part as much as everybody else. You know, shout out to our essential workers, you know, our medical workers. We are also making a sacrifice by being hot and wealthy. Like, someone has to do it, and we are taking the full celebrity burden of being hot and wealthy. So we are making that sacrifice so everyone can get through this virus together, you know. But I also have some, you know, musical guests on our show as well. Actually, so I used to be part of the lineup for this 90s girl group. You might know them, Destiny's Child. It was like a very brief moment, but like, basically I was in it until Beyonce kicked me out because she said I didn't have talent or whatever, you know. So basically, I wanted to give y'all the exclusive 90s footage of like what could have been for the Beyonce Destiny's Child lineup. So give me 1 second to kind of get that secret footage and show y'all the beauty of it, you know?
Can't wait.
Say my name, no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you, you ain't running game. Say my name, you acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby, why the sudden change? Say my name, no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you, you ain't running game. Say my name, you acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby, better say my name. The other day, I will call you baby, baby, how's your day? Today, it ain't the same. Every other word is a yeah, okay. Could it be that you are at the crib with another lady? If you took it there, first of all, let me say, I am not the one to sit around and be played. So prove yourself to me. I'm the girl that you claim. Why don't you say the things that you said to me yesterday? I know you say that.
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute? Sure. You know, you look kind of familiar. Yeah, you do too, but I just wanted to know, do you know somebody named, you know his name? Oh yeah, definitely, I know his name. I just wanted to let you know he's mine. No, he's mine. to give it up. And if not enough, he belongs to me. The boy is mine. I think it's time we got this straight. Sitting tall, face to face. There is no way you could mistake. Boy, oh man, are you insane? Me, I know that you may be just a bit jealous of me. Cause you're blind if you can't see. All my love is all it took. Ooh, had nobody know.
My love, there's only you in my life. The only thing that's right.
My first love, yeah. You're everywhere that I take. You're every step I make. I want to share all my love.
No one else will do.
And your eyes, they tell me how much you care. You will always be my endless love.
Bravo. Bravo.
So yeah, that was like my brief foray into 90s R&B, you know, pop stardom. But then, of course, like, you know, that's the stories you don't hear behind the music on VH1, you know? So, yeah, I can, let me see. Do I have time for one more bit or should I end there?
Well, you know, when you ask that question, you almost force us to give you another bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You don't have to apologize for it. Just make sure you give us that one more bit. Dude.
Yeah, of course. I'll do that last bit. So,
the last one.
The last apocalyptic.
That's a professional, folks. Puts the last bit at the end. Remember that.
So this is an interview I did for a dating show that I have going on. So let's just do it and see. Welcome to 2020 Vision, the show where we talk about all the latest dating trends. Today I'm gonna have 2 guests on our show. So please welcome our first guest, Miss 21.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Miss 21. Thanks for joining us today. So, who's the hottest guy?
Thank you for having me.
Who's the hottest guy you've seen recently, and what made him hot in your opinion?
Oh my God. So I was in the grocery store and I saw this guy, and he had the biggest mask.
Oh my God.
I know, right? So sexy. Like, it was so big. Girl went all the way up to his nose holes.
Oh my God.
Mwah! It's just like so sexy when a guy uses protection and gets tested and knows his status without you having to ask him, you know?
Take notes, man.
Yeah. Big mask energy is so real. Bye, toodles.
Oh.
So for our next guest, we have a man on the show as well, because we have to have all the genders. So please welcome
Hey,
Joseph,
my man Alex. Thanks for having me.
Joseph the Bro to the stage. Hey, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, bro, masks are hard. They are sexy. Chicks love them. Bros love them. Non-binary hotties love them. Everyone loves them. See this mask here? You see this? I got a pimple. Got the mask? Down. No pimples, no breakouts, and no virus. And guess what? Look at these guns. Boom. And you see the mask? It takes away attention from my face. I can show off these guns, bro. Alpha, Beta, Delta, Epsilon,
They get it. They get it, Joe. They get it. Oh my God.
Mask some.
We need to
Saturdays for
cut
the
him off.
boys, bro.
Cut him off. Cut. Alex does it every time we jump on the show. All right. Thank you all for having me. My name's Alex.
Alex, I'm sorry about Joseph trying to, photobomb your
go over the last bit as
every
always,
week. He does that. Alex Bow, one more time for Alex Bow.
Very fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, huh?
Very
you don't just laugh, you learn with Alex Bow.
Right. They're going to call him out.
Teacher. He's a teacher. Like Jake Hovis is also a teacher.
Mo Vo. That Bo's a Mo, and we want Mo Vo.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little tip of the champagne glass to Alex Vo. Oh,
Mike, we thought we'd cruise everybody on our bicycles past some of the legendary spots in Hollywood, so we better cruise and patrol.
Absolutely. There we go at the Brown Derby from the early 70s and earlier than that.
Right. You can't even go there today.
The Plymouth Coronet there on the side on the left, a beautiful car that never ran.
We are taking you there virtually, so just feel. Wow, how tasty.
If you want to go to the Brown Derby, you have to go to the Hat in Pasadena. I don't know why.
Right. And what is a trip to Hollywood virtually and through the past without stopping at Pink's?
Stopping at Pink's house. There's a little plaque that you can't quite see because the Vespa is in front of it, but there's a little plaque of the actual place where Kiefer Sutherland and I first met.
Right.
At a Pink's store. He was right behind me, looking at me like, please don't recognize me. And I was like, don't worry, brah, never liked the thing you did.
There's a similar plaque where I met him, but it's behind the Pink's. Hello!
I know, it's actually under a picnic table, I remember.
It's like right past the Capitol Records building. We're taking you to all the famous Hollywood spots.
Where they made stacks and stacks of wax and wax back in the 50s with Freeze, Capitol, and Frank Sinatra.
Wow. It's really just like hanging out in rock and roll. And Mike, this is a famous art exhibit in Watts.
We travel all over the city, down here in Watts.
Multicultural, everybody.
Multicultural. This is the Watts Tower. Made all entirely by residents over a period of 25 years. You'll love it when you go there. And Alex loves it so much he's come back on screen just to take a closer look at it, and I appreciate
and that's what you should know about the tower.
No, that's not what you should know. Alex can do it. He's got production values.
If I've made
tons.
Give me the number of that muscular guy on the beach before.
Okay.
He's already got it, and you can have it too. It's a virus.
Speaking of someone who's got it, Mike, our next act definitely has it. She entertains often here on the ApocaLips. Makes me howl every week.
She has so much of it, she gives it away. That's how good.
Right. Her and Gladys compete for awards. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Emily Cornelius.
Yeah. I'm super embarrassed, I'll be honest. I'm still in the middle of getting ready. If you know me, then you know that I don't like myself and I like to be different characters. And today I kind of want to inhabit like it is Chips-ish. It's a mall called
little girl I met.
Interstore Patrol.
Bad.
Yeah. We've got my Sears Sheriff's badge. And y'all caught me. My segue's over there. I'm in a break coming back from Sturgis. You might not expect it, but they have kind of similar demographics, people that go to Sturgis and mall cops. We love wheels. Me and my Segway, them and their hogs, if you will. I like badges. Their jackets are always really nice. The only thing we mask are our homosexual inclinations. And we all love drinking at Applebee's. So that's the similarities between mall cops and people who go to Sturgis. And you know, I went to Sturgis during a pandemic because I want the world to be like my mall. Dead. The Black Hills are alive with the sounds of COVID. With coughs, they have coughed. All of quarantine. Okay. I want to go back to being myself because surprisingly, I hate that person more than the real me. In April, I tested positive for needing a therapist. The jury's still out on whether I was born with it or if my parents gave it to me. I don't want you all to get mad at me for this, but I do believe that pet rocks were training crystals. And I don't mean to sound like a boomer when I say this, but I'm not interested in rose quartz. I don't need another device to charge. And now I want to kind of experiment with a new thing. And this is something that I wish I could do in real life. And I will be doing in real life with Jake in the area, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But the one thing that's hard to do over Zoom in comedy is crowd work.
Right.
So this joke that I would normally direct towards someone who deserves it. And so, Mike, I choose you. Mike, you're the closest thing to a rich, weird white guy. So that's you. I'm going to liken you to Mike Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mr. Google, those guys. That's you. I hate you. So technology does a lot for us. We've got robots in our home that we talk to turn on the lights and the TV and to tell us the weather. And there's a reason that all of these companies are worth billions and billions of dollars. It's all because they're stealing our information. And Mike, you're a weird white guy, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you are. And you invented AI to understand people, right? Or presumably, since you're a weird white guy, to understand women.
That was the third purpose.
I've seen the Facebook movie. I know why you did it. You wanted to bone.
Yes. That was the fourth.
My biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
I have one question.
Zoom type. Yes.
Why does my phone know when I'm getting my period? I know you wanted to understand women, but you will never understand
Jeffrey
me.
Epstein told me it was necessary.
And the fact that you are preying on my need for ice cream and French fries is predatory.
You haven't said anything I disagree with.
Thank you. And I do blame you for all of the problems in the world.
Okay. Well,
specifically you, Mike Langworthy.
I appreciate that. Are you my wife by any chance? Conversation sounds very, very familiar to me.
Yeah, we share custody.
Yeah.
Custody.
And I hate to break it to you, but we do have to go trade you off in the parking lot of the Cracker Barrel.
Absolutely great.
And with that Weekend Warrior story, I want to give it back to Michael and Chuck.
Oh,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's one more time for Emily Cornelius. The Black Hills are alive.
Right.
The sound of COVID. And your lungs don't work.
better get everybody on a studio tour. That was important to us, Mike.
Oh, that was excellent. Yeah.
Make sure, don't forget the 11:15 tours in Spanish. Right, and I think
Espanol. In Espanol.
we have some announcements and some prizes to give away, and then certainly more comedy coming up, everybody. And where do we find many of the funny comedians you've seen tonight? We discovered on Mike's show Monday nights, open mic.
It's the open mic show where I plan all of the predatory moves that I use the rest of the week for people like Emily.
He creeps and gropes on all the new comedians. It's just a fun time. It's like old Hollywood meets new Hollywood. Next week, Mike, we're going to take everybody on a virtual leaf peeping tour up the Kangamangas Highway in New Hampshire. I'm going to teach everybody how to say Kangamangas Highway. And you're going to have a blast. Mo Vina is going to be our headliner. Terry Barton Gregg should be one of our guests.
Oh, yeah.
October 11th, I believe we have some of the comedians booked. Alex, I think we're bringing you back for Laugh Boat, and Emily Cornelius is just
the Laugh Boat, making your dreams come true.
Feel that.
Laugh Boat with
Look at
Alex
Mike singing the
performing for you.
Stay tuned for details on our New Year's Eve show, gang. We're cranking out the fun for the rest of the year.
Decided to put that one close to the end of the year because
probably right
Alex Bo's advice to put the last thing at the end.
Our VIP guests today receive, we're in Hollywood, so we thought we'd get you some pastries and appetizers from Wolfgang Puck. I've had them before, backstage at Aerosmith.
That is a buttercream Oscar with his little friend, Buttercream Oscarette.
Right. We also got you this restaurant. It's over in Hong Kong. Not sure anything else about it, but it's yours now virtually to imagine owning. So I believe they're going to do a dinner seating tonight. Hope you can get there to meet all your virtual new customers.
You can go as a prize tonight, or in 3 years it'll be in Los Angeles.
It's yours virtually anytime you'd like. And then fish and chips. We got that for you, Stacy. Chef Mark Scapone prepared a special just for you.
Those are seasoned fries and the sliced up penis of a pornographic movie star. So just keep that in mind.
Right, just enjoy.
You want to stick to the fries.
Try the veal. Stacy, if we'd like to interrupt.
Brought us to meet for that last picture. We'll be talking to you about elevating connections tonight.
Right, we have a great time at the show, and we always enjoy your company, Stacy. And we really love talking about elevating connections.
Absolutely.
Wicked awesome charity.
So please, a big round of applause to Stacy. We've got the beef. Sanders.
Stacy, can you tell the folks at home who might be watching on the YouTube and such about elevating connections and what you do?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I am real excited about those prizes. So I'm going to check those out after the show.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah. So earlier I spoke, so we reunite siblings separated in foster care, and we work with older youth to help them find their voice and connect with their community. And we've been around for 5 years, going on 6 years. So we are an all volunteer organization. For the last 5 years, I have run this organization while working a full-time job, because the mission that we have is so important that I'm more than happy to work it whenever I can. And so one of the things that we focus on is reuniting siblings separated in foster care. And Colorado Comedy Shows has played an important role in that in the last several months. And just yesterday, we had a connecting event for 10 of our siblings that were at our summer camp this past summer, because we were able to do our day camp instead of overnight. We pivoted for COVID. And so yesterday, 10 siblings, they made terrariums, they had a picnic in the park. They just got to hang out. Apparently I missed it yesterday, but apparently there were some kids that got wet in the river because they're in the little stream that was there, because that's what you do with your siblings.
Yeah.
Water fights, and you play in the park. And so Colorado Comedy Shows provided the funding for us to pay for that event, which is a big deal. It's a big deal because those events cost us several $100s usually to put on, because we like the kids to have a good time. And when they left, they were all excited to come back in October for the big birthday party that we're going to have for them. Woo! The things that happens for siblings that are separated in foster care is not only are they not seeing each other every day, they don't spend their birthdays together. They don't spend holidays together. There's a lot of things that they miss that we all take for granted with our family. And so we're having a big birthday party in October with pumpkin decorating and birthday cake. And guess who's going to help us pay for that? Yes, Power to Comedy Show. So excited for that event, and the kids are excited too, which is what matters to me the most.
Awesome.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you.
Stacey.
You heard it
Thank
here
you.
first. Stacy has a full-time job, and she still works it whenever she can.
Hello. Hello.
Chuck was an extra in A River Runs Through It, which, as you know, was starring Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. So Chuck also got wet in the river a couple of times.
Hell no. More than a river.
The connection.
Yeah, more than a river ran through it.
Stacy, we're working on your virtual birthday party, and so Chef Scapone is just testing cake recipes and such. So just everybody know that tonight you contributed to the birthday party. You know how important birthdays are, and so folks are able to get together with their siblings. This is Stacy at the first Elevating Connection.
See, she's bustling around.
Yeah.
More than a few years ago, and then recent photo.
Hey, what are you doing with a picture of my house?
Right, recent photo of an Elevating Connections connecting event.
That's coming up right there. Crazy.
Just a reminder, we're clever. You help. We all help. It helps that we talk about this, and the money that we do from booking private events and shows like this help pay for a connecting event. Do want to tell you about our new virtual event center. The bookings are coming in, and folks are asking us to expand. So we need to add seats, and we've added some staff. This is one of our new bartenders. She won't tell us her name. There's Chef Mark Scapone. We're so happy with him. He's terrific. And he's trying to include more vegetables for me, everybody. I'm just absolutely fat. This is Gladys's sister. She'll be working in our coffee shop, open after the show. And
her sister, Akimbo Frolicky.
Gladys's niece won't tell us her name, and she absolutely rules the back bar. She's mean. Don't go back there. Here's our new event center available for your next meeting. It's just absolutely gorgeous. This is Mike's small little conference room. You can have your conference right here in Mike's.
Anybody see Goldfinger? Those used to be real kids.
Right. This here is my mini conference room. We can hang out here in the pink room and just chat, maybe have tea, whatever your virtual event needs are. We can also throw massive parties for you and your friends.
A picture of Evan and his lovely wife at their wedding.
Right. Here's Mike and I at last year's Pride.
And our lovely wedding.
Ask about our virtual fireworks shows. Those are the most amazing. Look, I know you're up there on the balcony and you're like, when's it my turn? When do I get something for free? So those of you up in the balcony, feel free to order drinks from our staff. They're happy to serve you anything you want. And today we got you In-N-Out Burger. How's that?
Yeah.
Up there on the balcony. Let me hear you.
Finally got an A prize for the people up in the balcony.
Oh yeah.
The balcony.
You're not familiar with Southern California? Go there. In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger. Enjoy. We got you this. Remember it. Enjoy it. Feel free. The best part about virtual In-N-Out Burger is it's totally calorie free. And
those are, by the way, our animal style fries.
As we promised on the Facebook, everybody tonight gets a free dish. Try. This is from Chef Mark Scapone. It's our pumpkin spice pumpkin. So 'tis the season, and we've determined our pumpkin just doesn't have enough pumpkin spice, so feel free to try that. Mike, those were some really cool gifts.
Yes, well,
we'll broadcast.
It's really up to you, Chuck, to get those gifts, and you did a fine job this week.
I do what I
You
can.
did better than usual, and that's
Teamwork made the dream work. We'll post the show on YouTube at our Colorado Comedy Shows page. And by the way, just a few more announcements. Guests of the ApocaLips, including you. Those of you joining us in the balcony, VIP seats, maybe you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, wherever, you get to stay in this beautiful island resort in Fiji. So just feel free to take a virtual dip in the pool, relax. You
a mountain town until the last tsunami.
Right. Guests of the ApocaLips can stay at the Chateau Marmont. You're welcome to stay there, or the Magic Castle. That's
Just go with the Magic Castle, where there's a lot of sleight of hand going.
very much.
Hey, Chuck. What's that in the window? What is that in the window?
Hey, it's fragile. I'm telling you.
Oh.
What can I do?
It gets around for something that's not fragile. That's all I can say.
Right. It just shines up the Magic Castle and it's freshly appeared. It's my Kennedy Center
Another picture
Award.
of the Kennedy Center Award. My
What can I
God.
do, Mike? What can I do other than...
Well, you know what you could do? You could introduce our next act. Who
This
had
guy's
your
terrific.
fragile light.
We
At
loved
your
him.
head setting.
Mega Mike on our live show. Remember when we used to be at places, Mike? We met wonderful people like
God.
Jake, and then we met this next act, Evan at Mega Mike, and then he did open mic. And he's so
Absolutely
funny.
true. Absolutely. This is
And we're glad to have him back. Welcome, Evan Smith, everybody. A nice round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be
very
here.
much,
I guess in recent news, I got married this summer.
Hey!
Yeah, I got married during the pandemic. What could go wrong? We actually had to change our guest list from 200 people down to 30 people, which meant one weekend we had to call all of our guests and let them know that it was just going to be family and the wedding party. And everyone was really, really relieved. Almost insultingly relieved. I felt bad though. I don't know. I felt bad that everyone had to sort of pretend to be interested when we told them that they could still watch the ceremony over Zoom. And I kind of feel bad that a big part of traveling for the wedding is the free alcohol. Now we're pretty much telling them, hey, we prefer you stay and watch this from home. Bring your own beer, and please still no children allowed. But this pandemic has changed a few things. My parents were asking when I was going to visit, but that would require traveling by plane. Though I grew up in New Hampshire, they're still up there, and I think New Hampshire is just so far north that news of the pandemic hasn't reached them yet. And if you've never been to New Hampshire, it's kind of like Beyond the Wall in Game of Thrones. Instead of roving bands of wildlings, we have roving bands of libertarians. But I do miss traveling. Something I liked to do a lot before the pandemic was solo traveling, and the only downside of that was customs. Because when you're traveling alone and you're a student or you're on business, they'll let you right through. But when you're traveling alone and they ask you what you're doing there and you say, I'm just having a look around, they're going to ask you more questions. And they'll start out easily enough, how long do you plan to stay while you're here? Or where do you plan to stay while you're here? But eventually the questions always circle around to, why are you alone? Don't you have any friends who could have come with you? Well, why are you crying now? During the day, I write software, and I've been working from home for 4 or 5 years. So when the pandemic hit and everyone else started working from home, I was like, finally, something I'm good at. But I've been watching a lot of those disaster movies, pandemic movies, zombie movies, and there's always this one survivalist type who can hunt and gather the food and fights off the zombies for everyone. I think in this pandemic, that could be me. But instead of hunting and gathering food, I can just show you creative ways to microwave leftovers. Instead of fighting zombies, I can just help you curb your Netflix addiction. I made it through summer fairly unscathed. I didn't have to go camping this year, so that was a plus. My friends took me camping for the first time last summer, and well, I'm not sure if any of you knew this, but it turns out that camping is just chores. That's all it is. Drive 200 miles, unpack the car, bring the stuff to the campsite, unpack the stuff, pitch the tent, build the fire, cook the food, survive for a night. Yeah, I could have just cleaned my apartment. We didn't have to come all the way out here. And now I still have to clean my apartment, and all of my clothes smell like smoke. A couple months ago, I actually did get coronavirus. I was lucky, though. I fully recovered. It wasn't too bad for me. but I really don't want to get it again. So I'm taking all the precautions. I'm wearing the mask, and, I'm keeping social distance. It turns out some of my friends who got coronavirus, that's not the case. And I found this out because they were holding a game night. And that afternoon, I found out I had coronavirus. So I called them up. I said, hey, we're going to have to push this back a few weeks. And they're like, no. You can still come over. You can still come over. We've already had it. And at this point, I don't know what it's going to take for me to get out of a game night. Because coronavirus was really like my last Hail Mary excuse. Of course, this was planned, this double date game night was planned about 6 months ago. And I'm finding that double date couples, you really have to plan these things way in advance. Like if they see you on the street, they'll run up to you and be like, are you busy 7 weeks from next Friday? Yes. This one couple, they knew they wanted to do a double date. They wanted to go to a Denver Nuggets game. They planned it so far in advance that by the time it was game day, they were divorced. It's uncomfortable for me too. I mean, we liked them both. We didn't want to pick sides, and also I paid for the tickets. And I did not know how to handle that Venmo request. Thank you guys, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Smith.
Evan
Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
He's great.
Newlywed Evan Smith.
I love that game night joke. That is.
Thank you.
You have to start using dirty needles, man.
Right.
Only chance you got.
Right. That is just very
Sorry,
funny.
can't play Monopoly.
Speaking of very funny and coming to us from overseas, another discovery thanks to your open mic comedy show. I enjoy this young lady. She crushed it at our virtual bachelorette party, as did Alex and the rest of the gang. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Juliana Heng.
Woo!
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm Juliana from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Nice.
Anyone been to Kuala Lumpur before?
No.
Nope.
Great. You did not miss much. We are just the Asian version of Detroit.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm from Detroit. I know what you mean.
I have autism. Autism happens when one part of the brain grows faster than others. For me, it's my forehead. Well, less of a forehead, more of a five head. When I was 5 years old, I have not started speaking. My mom brought me to see a doctor. The doctor said, Mrs. Heng, your daughter is like a proton car. The power window to her brain does not work. If you are wondering what a proton car is, it is Malaysia's national car that we are still learning to be proud of. It's been 30 years. The power window still doesn't work. We purposely made it that way so that Singaporeans won't claim it. Because of my power window problem, I'm a bit slow. When you all listen to jokes, you will laugh immediately. I will laugh a bit later. Tomorrow. For those who aren't laughing right now, don't worry. You are just like me.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of your president, Donald Trump. Every time a Daily News reporter asked him a question, he only tweeted back a reply at 3 a.m. By the way, this twerp is still saying that the COVID-19 is the Chinese bird flu. I may be Chinese, but don't worry. You won't get the COVID-19 from me through Zoom. But because I'm autistic, you might get it later. Speaking about laughter, according to laughteronlineuniversity.com, there are 15 types of laughter, ranging from the softest to the loudest. As an autistic, I can only pick up 3 types of laughter. The first one goes like this. Ha 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 ha. That's the real laughter. The second one goes like this. It's the polite laughter, which means you suck. And I pity you. And the third type of laughter goes like this. It's the laughter of Singaporeans. No Singaporeans are injured in the making of this joke. We hope. So people can be unkind at times. I once had a boss who told me, Juliana, you don't look autistic. And I told him, what a coincidence. You don't look like a boss. People also said, Juliana, you have autism. You don't have friends. That's not true. I have many friends. A lot of people call me. They all work at KFC, Pizza Hut, and McDonald's. They always tell me the same thing. Juliana, enjoy your meal. People also say, Juliana, you have autism. Does that mean that you have commitment issues and you're unable to hold down a full-time job? That's not true. My commitment issues and my job issues has nothing to do with my autism. I'm just a shitty person. I was an accountant. I quit. I hated it. It's so boring. Yes, I'm an Asian autistic person who hates maths. I mix up my numbers a lot. I remember my boss asked me to book a room for 10. I ended up booking a room for 1. The meeting has to be cancelled. And the next time, I made sure I book 1,000 rooms. Because no one ever complained of having too much. And there will always be rooms for belts, ties, and ass kisses. I tried to improve my communication skill. So I went for a workshop. And I learned that if you want people to listen to you, start a sentence with congratulations. So I put that into practice immediately. Congratulations! You have all the time you want in the world. You are fired. Congratulations! You don't need to pay rent anymore. You are going to jail. Congratulations! You can stay in bed as much as you want. You have COVID. So people say that vaccine causes autism, but thanks to COVID-19, people are actually demanding for a vaccine. There is a conspiracy theory that states researchers have already found the vaccine for COVID-19. Just that they are still finding out how this vaccine can cause autism. Since when autistic people become so in demand? And yes, I've volunteered to be part of their pilot testing. And today I can say I am super autistic. I'm so autistic that now I'm off the spectrum. People also tell me, Juliana, you have autism, you cannot drive. That's not true. I am a very conservative driver. My maximum speed limit is only 50 miles per hour on the oncoming lane. Even better, I'm actually an Uber driver back home in Asian Detroit. Don't worry, the power window to my car, whoa! Uber sent a message to my passengers informing them that I'm disabled. I appreciate them for doing that, but there's a problem. They did not state what kind of disability I have. Because of that, every time I drive up to my passengers, they will cancel on me when they see me in sunglasses. Thank you.
Yay. Yay, Juliana Heng, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Hey, is it Heng? Is it H-E-N-G in our alphabet?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
okay.
it's actually H-E-N-G.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
For next time, we'll make sure that
okay.
that
no worries.
Chuck's literate. We have to get Chuck's literate assistant to come in. I was going to say attendant and be real superior, and then I said the wrong word, so I made a bigger mistake. So you know what? Shut up, Chuck.
Any good episode of Chips ends with a night of Ponch and John out at the disco.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just
we would boogie Mike
dancing.
And do a little bit of
John is always looking for a girl, and Ponch will never give him any of his. I don't understand why that dynamic worked for so many years.
A very special treat for you all. We thought we'd take you.
Thank you, Graham, for catching that shark, because we do always think we're coming. Occasionally, we're going to go swimming. And so, because Graham is amazing, the waters are super safe for us to go back in. Right, Graham? That's great. And also looking for you, it's been like 95 degrees here all week, so this lake is so perfectly warm and just right for us to take a little dip, and we're going in there. So we're just going to pull back past this dog.
Oh my God, there's blood in the water!
Oh no! That's right, look this way. More important stuff right here. What?
I think we'll be out there.
Oh, you're right, Graham. We should be concerned with these people. That's why we're going to pull back on those dogs. Hide behind these flammable gas cans, and nothing could possibly go wrong, famous last year.
Definitely, nothing could go wrong.
Let's hide behind the gasoline.
Oh, Jesus.
I was there this day. I was there this day when all this shit went down.
All right.
Okay.
I hope everybody is safe.
Jesus.
Just a little trip to Los Angeles. And I believe that concludes our edition of the California Virtual Highway Patrol. So thanks for joining us. Show's not quite over. I think there's more fun to be had. Just want to make sure we say thanks to Colorado Comedy Shows. And
Elevating Connections. Make sure you donate. Donate.
Right, and thank you, audience. What a special audience tonight. You were so fun. And as you exit, please be careful. The ApocaLips Comedy Show, we're downtown. Things are a little sketchy. The neighborhood's getting rough. We'll gladly walk you to your car if that's what you need. Watch out for the sketch and such. After we get through the neighborhood, we'll join in a little sing-along. Mike is to lead the sing-along. He doesn't know the tune or the words, but he'll lead us in song, everybody. My ride's here. So when we see the guy in gold, it's definitely time to end the apocalypse and head on over to the karaoke bar and do some awesome sing-along. So I think you know how this works. Everybody follow along with the Bouncing Golden Globe. Mike, you don't know the song or the words or the tune, but you got to lead us all in song. So go right ahead, sir.
I know a tune these words go to, so that's where I'm going to start.
Okay, buddy, you try. We'll see if that works.
I wish they all could be California. Tortillas are least saltier. California knows how to party. California knows how to parallel park. And too legit to ship.
That was it.
I really
I
do, Juliana.
Good job.
Yeah.
Love your haircut.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.